Hi everybody, I'm Auntie Dana. Do you know about Sesame Street? It's been around for a long time and some kids like to have a favorite character. Look at all them. Just imagine them laughing, right? So our book today, Big Bird Can Share. The yellow guy, of course, being Big Bird. And the story is written by Dina Anastasio, illustrated by Tom Leigh, featuring Jim Henson's Sesame Street Muppets. Oh, so if you don't remember the Sesame Street show, maybe you used to watch the Muppets. That was on a few years ago. Big Bird Can Share. Oh, look. Looks like they're at the beach. So, I wonder what he's going to share. One day, Big Bird woke up very early. He rubbed his eyes, stretched, and looked out of his nest. There on the mailbox were a brand new pail and shovel. Big Bird looked at the red tag on the handle. It said, "Dear Big Bird, I think you'll know what to do with this. Love, Granny Bird." Oh, look, it's a present from his granny right on his mailbox. Gee, I wonder what Granny Bird means, he thought. That when Granny Bird wrote, "You know what to do with this." He's going to figure out what that means. Big Bird walked down Sesame Street, hugging his new pail and shovel to his feathers. He sure is. "Hey, Turkey," called Oscar the Grouch from his can. "What are you going to do with that pail and shovel?" "Oh, hi, Oscar," said Big Bird. "Well, Slimy and I could use it to dig for worms," Oscar said. "How about it? Heh heh." Big Bird didn't want to share his new pail and shovel with Oscar and Slimy. "Gee, Oscar, not now. Sorry." And Big Bird walked away fast. So this is Oscar the Grouch, and that's his little pet worm, Slimy. That's what he says. We could use that. But Big Bird just got it as a gift, right? He's not ready to share it yet. He hasn't even played with it, right? Big Bird almost bumped into Ernie and Bert. "Hello, Big Bird," said Bert. "Look at all the bottle caps we found for my collection." "Those sure are nice bottle caps," said Big Bird. "And that sure is a nice pail and shovel," said Ernie. "Could we borrow your pail to carry the rest of the bottle caps?" Oh, and there they are. Their tin is full. Big Bird hesitated, which means he held back. He didn't want to share his new pail and shovel with Ernie and Bert. "Never mind," said Bert. "I'll bet you're going to make a sand castle in a sandbox. We'll come see it later." Big Bird walked through the park to the playground. The playground sandbox. How do you make a sandcastle, he wondered. Do you know? Big Bird sat down in the sandbox. He scooped sand and put it into his pail with a shovel and then poured out the sand into 3 piles. I wonder if this is what Granny Bird meant, he thought. 1, 2, 3. So he's scooping it with the shovel and then turn it upside down to make, well, maybe they look a little bit like hills, huh? Okay, what's next? "Hello, Big Bird," said Grover. "I could not help but notice that you were trying to build a cute and wonderful sandcastle." Grover sat down in the sandbox. "If you put water on it, the sand will stick together. Let me take your adorable little pail and fill it with water from the fountain." "Well," said Big Bird. There they are sitting in the sandbox. Grover says, "I'll take it and get some water. That will help the sand stick together." Betty Lou stepped into the sandbox. Would you like to share my watering can, Big Bird? She asked. You can use it to sprinkle the sand with water. Then we can use your pail to make towers. Oh, thanks, Betty Lou, said Big Bird. I guess you can share my pail. He took her watering can and handed her his pail. So they're doing a trade. Yeah. Not forever. Just while they're building the castle. Big Bird sprinkled the sand with water, and Betty Lou showed him how to use his pail to make sand shapes. She packed wet sand into the pail and turned it upside down. Then she carefully lifted the pail off the sand. Oh, Betty Lou, said Big Bird, that's great. Oh, look at the hills that she made, because now it's wet and sticking together. And you can see it's the shape of the pail. Cool. Oh, I'm so excited, cried Grover. Building in the sand is fun. Hey, everybody, called Big Bird to his friends. Come and look at the neat sandcastle we're making with my new pail and shovel. Cookie Monster and Prairie Dawn came over to help. Oh, look at it, it's growing. Yeah. And see, there's Big Bird using the pail, and Prairie Dawn, she found a cup that she's using. Yes, you can make all different sizes, all different things. This castle needs more delicious towers, cried Cookie Monster. This fort needs windows and doors, said Prairie Dawn. Let's make a tunnel between our castles, Grover said to Big Bird. Other friends came to help build the Sand City. Oh, wow. It's not just a sand castle anymore. A Sand City. Ooh, pretty special. This castle needs a moat, said Betty Lou, and she began to dig. A moat is the water stream around the castle. And a bridge to go over it, said Harry Monster. Ernie and Bert came over to see what everyone was doing. Oh, wow. That is quite something, hey guys? When everybody gets together and builds a little bit. Look at the neat Sand City, Ernie, said Bert. Right, Bert, said Ernie. But I think it needs some special decorations, don't you? Good idea, Ernie, he answered. How about some shiny, fizz bottle caps on the turrets? There they are. Okay, we're going to see on the next page what turrets are, because that's where they put the bottle caps on these little toppy things. When all the castles and forts and bridges and roads were finished, everyone stood back and admired the magnificent Sand City. Gee, everybody, cried Big Bird. Our Sand City is so beautiful. Honk, 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 honk to the honkers. Thank you for sharing your pail and shovel with us, Big Bird, said Harry Monster and the others. Big Bird smiled. This is what Granny Bird meant. Oh, wow, when everybody comes together and shares what they have and what they know, look at beautiful things can happen. So Big Bird smiled with, this is what Granny Bird meant. Everyone coming together, everyone being okay to share. Wonderful. So usually I think of like pail and shovels going to the beach or something. And it is summer now. Have you gone to the lake or the beach or something yet? And if you don't have like an actual pail and shovel, that's why I have this behind us. So like an ice cream bucket is like best. And just, you know, a cooking utensil that you could scoop the sand and put it in yourself, right? And then dump it out, right? And you're going to have some nice big shapes going on. And then even a cup, right? Like Prairie Dawn had, or any kind of container. Also going to fill that with the sand. And upside down, the little ones can go on the big ones. And that's going to be so much fun. Thank you so much for coming to the Always Auntie Dana channel. Because when you want to hear a story read out loud, it's always Auntie Dana you want to hear. Take care, everybody.